Huh. All right. Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. This is Gregory Puff here with One Fine Day, and we are presenting more of our Spring Tournament 2020. We are in week 2, which is what we fondly call Earth Week, and looks like the tracker is the layout looks kind of goofy, so we're going to wait until something gets fixed about that. But first things first, One Fine Day, how you doing today?
Doing fine.
That is fantastic to hear. I guess I'll go over the flags while we're just kind of waiting to see everything look proper. First off, these guys did a draft, as you can probably tell, because nobody in their right mind would bring 2 thieves, a white mage, and a black mage. So these guys drafted it. Kyuketsuki won the coin toss, and he picked the thief. Kaosubaloo went on ahead and went with white mage and black mage, and then of course Kyuketsuki picked thief as the these two runners, Kaosubaloo, relatively new player, was part of the most recent Duckling Derby. She came in 4th place, and Kyuketsuki, oh my gosh, I'm gonna struggle with that name. I'll just go with Q for now. It's been around since around the time I got here, so it should be kind of an old guard versus new guard. Pretty excited to see how this goes. The layout's looking good, so I'm going to go on ahead and get these runners going right now. Oh, know how to use the proper command. Let's do this thing. So these guys will get started here in about 30 seconds. You want to add anything about this party comp or these particular flags or anything like that?
Well, obviously it's a drafted party, a thief and another thief, and a white mage and a black mage. The thief is enhanced, so the thief will have +4 hit per level instead of +2. Other than that, this party should give you all the magic that you want in white and black magic. Not much to say about it.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's these guys or Q specifically was being a little cheeky there by picking the 2 thieves, knowing that pretty much thieves are good for one thing and one thing only, and that's running away from things. Once you get up to ninja, then you can equip some decent stuff. But for the most part, if it wasn't for thief buffs, thieves would be not very good. Not very good. They don't have great hit point growth. They really can't equip anything until later on in the game. And as far as the magic is concerned, you've got white mage, black mage, so you can pretty much learn anything. The main thing these racers are going to want to see is the tail for sure, and the tail early. Looks like Chaos is off to the races. Both people going straight into white magic, and we've got Fade and Life, both learnable right there. That is really good to see, a good sweeper spell. And we've got Bracken Lit 3, so what do you think of those spells? Start.
Well, it's always great to see Fade early. The only thing better is Nuke, and Black Magic gives us Lit 3, so we got 2 good sweepers, 2 good AoEs. That is great news for these runners.
Yes.
One of the problems with White Mage is whether or not you get Fade, and that is been resolved right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That is the main issue. Fade is really the only kind of damage-dealing white magic spell in the game that affects everything. You've got your Harm 2, your Harm 3, Harm 4, but those are only against undead. So getting that Fade and being able to actually do something, pretty awesome. The only camping gear we had was houses, so Chaos going straight for Garland. And pro rings were also for sale for, 10 grand, somewhere in that general area, so kind of expensive there. Looks like one of Chaos's thieves is down, but she made it through Garland pretty easily. I expect that thief to remain down. Do you imagine keeping both thieves up?
Early on, it's probably worthwhile to keep the thief on and wait for it to die later, but I can see a 3-man with the white and black mage. I run that white, black, and melee party quite often. Oh, and there's a floater.
Yeah, I mean, we got a floater and a power bonk to start off with. So power bonk, again, one of those things, not great right now, but will be amazing in the later game, especially with this party comp, because you're going to want to be able to get as much damage out of your ninja as possible, especially if we don't find the katana, if we don't find mass immune, if we're just swinging sun swords and a prayer. And Q looks like he's going for Canary. No, he wasn't going for Canary Ground. I'm not sure what he was doing, but Chaos is off to the races, heading towards. And yeah, as our tracker points out, both racers did not check those chests in Topher. Now, we have a inherently loose canal. The canal cannot be in an incentive location. It always has to be loose. And obviously it has to be loose in the inner seas somewhere, unless these guys find the canoe somewhere. So missing out on those 3 chests is kind of a gamble.
What's more than a gamble, you're missing out on early gold. I don't approve of that play, especially when you have 2 good AoEs. I would want to check those TOF chests.
Oh, we got cheap tents. I think that was the main problem, is the houses were like 1,300 and it was the only camping gear they had. But now we've kind of alleviated that problem. Me personally, I would buy like 1 million of these tents and then never have to buy tents again.
Well, therein lies the problem with not getting those TOF chests, because they only had 1,300 gold, not enough to buy your spells and buy everything else that you want in Provoke.
Yeah, and so look at White Magic right now. We've got Wall. Wall is amazing. It's like throwing a ribbon onto your character in the middle of battle. So these guys don't find ribbons. At least they have the Wall spell. And then we have Warp and Zap at level 2, which is huge. Warp for me specifically because we could be doing early marsh dives, and Earth is incentivized and Ice is incentivized. I mean, Warp is huge.
Oh, definitely. That is pretty good magic all around. Get Fade, get your Warp, get your Wall. The only thing that's missing really is we also have Life in Tier 1.
Yep.
The only thing that's really missing is a good healing spell.
Yeah.
And Temper.
Yeah, I was going to say either Fast or Temper, and Chaos going straight for Matoya's cave. So at least she's gonna look at these 3 chests and see what's going on. Where I think Q is going to probably do the crown turn in, and we've got a dragon sword. That's one of the better swords that your thief can actually equip. So that's really good to see, and good chunk of change too, as Q heads over to Dwarf Cave. So we're going to see these 5 chests right here. And we got a black shirt. That's some good AoE and the best mail that your black wizard can wear. It's got ice and time elemental resistance. Or no, it's death and time elemental. Thank you.
No, it's ice and time.
Oh, it is ice and time. My
death
bad.
is white shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We got a bridge scene in 5 minutes. And he forgot he doesn't have the canoe. But that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. He's going to be able to turn in that crown somehow, some way. Probably just assume that the old extended open was on and not just open progression. Chaos going to take her money into Elfland and probably be able to pick up some spells here. We're going to get our first look at Black Magic. We've got, Let 2, Fire 2, nothing special here. I'd probably pick up the Stop, but the Stop is kind of expensive.
None of that's worthwhile. Not when you have Lit 3.
Nah, I kind of agree too. We got a Cure 4 and a Heal 3, so that solves those healing problems. Man, White Mage is actually Red Mage would be completely stacked here because both of those are the Fade, the Life, the Cure 4, and the Heal 3 were all Red Mage learnable, but obviously these guys drafted, so well, White Mage is it will do. And level 4, we've got a Quad X, one of my favorite spells, but you can't afford it. So it's not like you can really use it until you get to level 9 anyway. You hate to have to double dip a city, but it's just kind of one of those things that happen with this this particular scaling.
Yeah, I mean, Quad X, you can live without that, considering you do have Fade, although there is no nuke. But not particularly great magic for a promoted ninja to use.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Temper at the very least. I mean, Temper's kind of a big prize for a ninja to have.
Oh, absolutely. The Temper is one of those spells, no matter where it lands, I pick up. If I will walk my sorry behind down to Lefane to pick up a level 8 Temper if Topher ends up being like kind of ugly. It's just one of those like invaluable spells in my opinion.
Especially when you can stack a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. So looks like we're going to see our first look at the king, and what is happening? He's giving us a slab, and who is this guy? This is some crazy elf-looking dude, but he's going to go down to a low roll Fade, Lit 3 also low rolls? I mean, I know Astos has high MDef, but good lord. Like, that was no damage coming out of either of those spells. And we're getting a double Astos battle. Man, Astos rolled 2 hits, too. He is not messing around. And Q does not... Yeah, Q does not want the money or the levels that you can get from fighting Astos. He just completely dips out of that battle. I'm not sure how I feel about that strategy.
I think you want to take that fight. I mean, there's no reason not to take that fight if you have a way to kill Astos. Take the experience. It will make this Marsh Cave dive a lot nicer.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, even if you gain 1 level, you get 1 more charge of warp. You get a little bit of experience. And man, arachnids, the spiders with lit 2, that's not friendly.
Oh, definitely. Pro tip to become good at Final Fantasy Randomizer: don't take overworld counters. And Kaosubaloo's all the way back! She has to fight Astos again! And she is just dumbfounded! There's the canal. She's just in shock at that setback.
That's pretty rough. You hate to see that. And Kyuketsuki's like already noping out of Marsh right now. Has no
you got the canal. That's all you need. Why bother?
Okay. I'm sorry. I looked away for 2 seconds and didn't realize that we had picked up the canal already. Where was that? Was that? I had to have been top Marsh because he couldn't have gone in and out.
It was in the second floor of Marsh on the way down to the 3rd floor. It was that chest that...
Oh, the link chest.
Yep, link chest.
Okay, so...
I don't know what Kaosubaloo is doing.
Yeah.
The whole loss to... loss on the overworld just seems to have sent her dizzy spinning.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe she just wanted to check these chests. Maybe she forgot that they existed, and now she's gonna... She exited out of the black...
I don't get it.
That is some serious AoE that you're...
This is like a meltdown. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I mean...
I think she doesn't have any saving items.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and that was something when we're in Provoca. Even if you have no money, you pick up like 10 or 15 gold. You pick up like 20 of them, and you save scum around the place. Like you and I talked about, you do not, for any reason, take overworld encounters unless you 100% have to, or if they're like really good. And those mucks giving her the business. And yeah, like you said, not really sure what she's doing, but she's heading up north. Now, the one thing I will say about Q's play, he checked that chest and then completely noped out of Marsh. How do you feel about leaving those other 9 chests on the table?
Would do it every time.
Okay, so you would not even bother messing around.
If I get the canal or whatever piece of progression that gets me out of Marsh, I take it and I go.
Yeah, I just don't see leaving the black shirt there. I mean, you have 2 thieves. You need any kind of AoE you can get, which is fine. It is what it is. We're gonna move on from it.
Come back and get that black shirt later, so I don't think that's too big of a problem. And there's Kaosubaloo's canal.
Yeah, so she's gonna get the canal, and she's gonna get a couple of more things. I'm assuming she will also warp out. No, she's not. She's not gonna use her second casting a warp. She's gonna walk it out. Just fine. These bones, she's getting the bone treatment, getting boned over here. And a little bit more money, able to pick up some spells, kind of looking them over. Now, here's the real question. She did not save after the asset?
I don't believe she did.
Okay. So, do you think she knows? Because I know the crown stays in your inventory after you kill Ash. So she would only...
Oh, she knows. She just doesn't want to do it again for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, Kyuketsuki is going to go on ahead and get in his ship. He is piecing out of the inner sea already, which is totally acceptable. He's going to probably head over to Melmond, hopefully do a slab translation now so he doesn't have to worry about it later. And then, what do you do at this point? Obviously, you hit up Crescent maybe, or do you do the Earth dive, get that incentive Earth check?
Crescent easily. If I can avoid going into Earth Cave. I would like that. Although with the incentive, Earth is not as bad, and they do have warp, so
Yeah.
that should make the play a little less bad. But still, I would want to go to Crescent, and Kyuketsuki is doing that.
Wow, she walked right into that battle without healing, and hopefully this does not hurt her. But man, these wisps of hags rolled high. They have glare. Luckily, she's able to get through the battle. She needs to heal up. I know she has 70 heals. I looked at her inventory. She missed the room with the one chest.
Well, this is why I do not want to go down here because of that trap tile.
Oh no! And oh my gosh, she is getting the trance business, and she exits out. Did she? Well, obviously she didn't care about the coral sword, and there was only 2 chests left at that point. She's gonna go on ahead and nope out of there. Probably hit up Astos and get her slab, and then move on.
Well, that's just the worst of both worlds. You invested the time to check those chests, but you didn't get all of them, so it's always going to be nagging in the back of your mind. Are those 2 chests something I need to do?
Yeah, and she's not going to fight Astos. I don't think she realized that she lost the Astos.
This is terrible. There is an herb. There is an herb in Crescent Lake, so it's max price. And there's the adamant from the Circle of Sages.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, that's gonna at least get her back towards that area to maybe pick up that black shirt that she left on the table, and yeah, the herb, if they can get the money for it, which at this point they don't really have anywhere else to go. Gosh, I hope that herb doesn't lead to the canoe. Now, here's my question to you: how do you feel about an overworld grind in the Crescent area? Me personally, I would go to Earth Cave and look for grind tiles in there, but I mean, to each their own.
Forget about the grind, just do Earth. You got Fade. Level 1 Fade, you got Lit 3. You have the firepower to get through Earth. Although there is some issues with armor, for especially this party. One of the difficulties of running a thief, or rather running a party without a fighter, is that you're going to take a lot of damage from enemy melee. I would like to find a silver bracelet if that's possible, and that would be the only consideration I'd have for a grind here, is to get gold for silver bracelets.
Yeah, silver bracelet gives you the using Quake over. Okay, sorry. Silver bracelet has the same absorb as an iron or as a chain armor, but gives you better evasion. So yeah, I mean, I'm board with what you're saying. Like, if you can find a silver bracelet, especially at, in an early town and relatively cheap, like somewhere under $4,000, I always try to pick that up, especially with this kind of party, because that 15 absorb is better than 0. And Q is going to go on ahead and do this overworld grind. Oh my god, it was a max price herb. I thought you said it was 35.
No, yeah, I said it was max price, 65, 575.
That's rough. And wow.
Well, one other thing for this group is that apparently, I mean, they don't have really any heal potions, or very few of them, so they need to stock up on those too.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you as well. I mean, that's one of those things, again, that I always talk about. Like, buy a crap ton of overworld like camping gear, like anything you can find that's cheap. The cheaper, the better. Whether it's cabin, sensor, house. And then, of course, like you said, stack up on heals, because if you end up in a dungeon, if you find something good, like the 3-eye tile or something like that, where you can gain some quick levels easily, you're going to want to have those heal pots to, like, obviously bring your people back up. Or if you need to dive Earth, you're going to need heal pots to get through. And she's going to go Brackstrath on it. While Q goes on ahead and tries to get some levels and maybe get some money to pick up this herb, which, I mean, max price herb.
Oh, you're not going to grind that money.
No.
I mean, if you wanted to get that herb, you'd have to sell the black shirt. You'd have to sell that, and that wouldn't even be enough.
Yeah.
If he's really going to grind out the herb, that is going to be about, oh god, like 40 fights.
Oh, easily.
That's way too much. That's way too much time to invest on that. You'll get the gold eventually. Just shelve it for right now. Turn in that adamant. Maybe that's a key, or maybe that's a canoe, or something that leads you somewhere. If not, you have 16 chests in Earth, and that would be a good place to go.
Wow, Kaosubaloo, I just looked over. She just now got to level 6 on her party, and that's unfortunately with 2 people up. So her levels are just
they're not good.
No, but and like at least Q just got to level 10, but yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't notice what the giants were given. I don't know if he was like hard resetting for the giants or if he was just taking whatever battles he could get here. But
I think it's a hard reset that gives the giants.
Yeah, and the giants, while they do give gold, like you said, you're not going to get like enough gold to pick up a 65 grand something or another. So yeah, we got Ragnarok in chat, Starman Zero hanging out with us, Magius, our tracker tonight, Speed Gaming 5. I'm pretty excited.
I really believe that Kyuketsuki is spending way too much time on this grind. I mean, take a few fights to get level 8 and just go.
Well, especially if this adamant turn-in ends up being the floater. Or not the floater, I'm sorry, because we have the floater, the canoe. Then you got egg on your face right there because you're doing this whole thing when you could have just done and you got a heal helm. You could sell the heal helm.
That too.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chaos's inventory. Heal helm may sell for something. With the scaling, you just never know because it is 33% to like 350%. And we got a TNT, so we get lazy dwarves. That's an extra 5%. Experience.
Another thing, if nothing else, turning into adamant and maybe getting this TNT as you did here, that's one more key item. There's a chime.
Yeah.
So that would improve this grind rather than do it now. Do it later. But I think really you just need to get level 6 is sufficient for doing an Earth dive. Again,
like I was saying before, and I know that you're probably not all about the grind, but I do like to play black belts here and there, and I am like attuned to the grind, and with the spells that they have, man, you could go into Earth Cave. There are 3 different spike tiles easily accessible in Earth Cave. You've got the 2 there in the Hall of Giants, and you have the Earth Trap tile. On that first floor there.
The problem with that grind is that I don't think either of these players can afford a house, so you would be expending your charges and then you'd have to go all the way back to Melbourne. That's just so much time. Still, I just think you just go to Earth around like level 8. The levels will come in the later.
And Chaos is okay, we're gonna check Toph. We're gonna see what's in Toph. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna figure out what's in these 3 chests. Q is happy with the levels that he got. Obviously, was more interested in the levels and not so much the money to pick up the herb. And a whole lot of nothing up here for her. And I don't know what's happening with these pirates, but they messed up Q's party. I mean, that's like a reset out. Like, if you're down to 1 thief, it's just...
I don't know why he saved to have the situation where he's got the solo thief. I don't know why he's doing that.
Well, especially since Melman doesn't have a clinic, so he's going to have to go back into the NRC to bring his people back to life.
Yeah, I mean, that's just rough.
Yeah. And I want to go on ahead and thank Speed Gaming Twitch for raiding us with a party of 3. That's what I'm talking about. Ragnarok is out there wondering if Chaos is carrying around it appears that way, which, to be perfectly honest, I'm not I can't really tell from her sprites, but I'm assuming the stoner is her thief. Yeah, okay, so I think that's the best way to keep one of your thieves right now is a statue. That way, if you want to bring that statue back to life to do whatever you need it to do, then that's fine. And Shadows have cremate, and they are going to decimate Cass's party, and she's going to go on ahead and reset out. We already know Arachnids have lit too, and that we're going to hope for a good turn order here from Q. Kaosubaloo, giving us the first look into Earth Cave, and she's going to take this battle. I'd probably reset out of it.
It's unrunnable, so I think it was pretty close to the chest, so taking it is fine.
Plus, yeah, she's got warp anyway, and she needs the levels, like you said. She's going to hit the spike tile. She's going to find more giants, as if we've seen enough giants today. And Cabin's going to make her reset out, so she lost those levels that she got from the snakes. She's going to go on ahead and check this bottom right room. Run into more gargoyles that are just going to annoy her. Speed Gaming Francais joining us with 3 people as well. Pretty awesome. I appreciate the raid, guys. And I'm Gregory Puff. We've got One Fine Day here. One Fine Day, one of our top 16 last year in 2019 spring tournament, went 4-1, and pretty veteran player that's here with me, and has some great color for this. So listen to what he has to say. And Chaos gonna run into these unrunnable Gersnecks again. That's annoying. Luckily, both of those glances missed, and that's pretty unlikely considering how just awful the MDEF is for this particular party, because all these guys only get 2 MDEF per level, correct?
Yes. And the thief starts, I think, with 15, and the mage start with 20. Oh, there's a katana.
That's huge. That's a huge find if we can find the if we can find the tail and the canoe. So one thing I will say about what's happening here is, like, at least these guys have the floater early. I personally prefer to get the floater early and then find the canoe, because there's only so many places you can find the canoe. Whereas if you get the canoe first, the floater can be anywhere at that point. There's really only like maybe 13 chests in the entire game that you can't get to without the floater. And those are all the Cardia Island checks.
Cardia Islands, Gaia.
Yeah.
The Fiend. That's basically it, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. And gonna go on ahead and equip that cloth, give you that extra 1 absorb. It's better than nothing, I suppose. And we got more unrunnables, as the Georges and the ogres are unrunnable. And Q is also gonna check these 3 chests up here. He's gonna do it. That's what he's doing. And I'm fine with it. Chaos trying to get through this battle.
Now, we saw these chests on Kaosubaloo's side, and it was a heal helmet in one of them. That would have been nice very early to get gold. But obviously, they didn't want that.
Yeah, I mean, at least it wasn't the canal, and they were like, struggling to get through this area. And she gets ambushed by these giants, and you hate to see any sort of ambushing happening. Especially with this particular party, because you take 3 hits from giants, and that, oh my gosh, she is running into 7 arachnids. Luckily, she gets the first turn, because we already know arachnids have Lit 2, and Lit 2 would just decimate any party. Not just this party, any party. Got a pro ring. What's your thoughts on pro rings?
8 absorb, death immunity. That is great stuff. This party has no armor to speak of, just the cloth and the pro ring we found.
Yeah. That's really rough. I mean, the only thing you really have going for your thief right now is the fact that...
Does chat know that we know if there are any bracelets for sale?
Yeah, pro rings are for sale. There are no... Are there bracelets for sale? Oh, gold Cheerios were in Melman for 11K, which is a little expensive for this party. We haven't seen a big gold chest, you know what I mean? Like a chest that has like huge gold in it.
Well, I would probably want to put down money for at least one of those gold bracelets.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on your lead thief, because your lead thief, you want him in the front because you want to get that extra chance to like strike first and of course be able to run away. But yeah, you got to keep them up. You can't keep them up with a cloth and a freaking pro ring. And we've got wizards. So it's kind of crazy to see like just how the tides have turned here, because I felt like Q was like kind of way ahead, then did the grind. I'm not sure how much he really got from that grind compared to where Chaos currently is right now.
Well, I think one thing is hampering Kyuketsuki is that he's taking a lot of these fights on the overworld, and they're not very valuable, and he was doing it with a solo thief. I would just want to move as fast as possible through the overworld, get to where I need to go, where I can find progression.
Yeah.
At this early stage of the game, because he has levels, and you don't really need that many levels. I think you might want to have some sort of armor.
Yeah, I'm just kind of more baffled at the fact that like these runners are just taking encounters in spots they don't really need to take encounters. Like Cash just ran from images when she has like Fade and Lit 3, and maybe she's completely out of Lit charge, and that's why she chose not to take that. Maybe she's conserving her things because she knows these Grogers are unrunnable.
Yeah, there are a lot of unrunnables in this Earth Cave, so I would want to conserve charges.
Yeah. But it looks like Kyuketsu's finally heading to Earth Cave at about the 29-minute mark. He's going to find the bad news about these shadows. Luckily, they're doing skills, but we already know that one of their second skill is cremate. So here comes the cremates. They're rolling out hard. Black shirts are killing them, which is what? Like, how low did they roll?
Around 30 HP.
Yeah, black shirts are killing them.
I mean, I don't know if Q went into Melman. I usually just skip Melman completely until I have a good reason to go in there. Yeah. But if he went in there, he could get a gold bracelet and make this trip a lot easier.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Chaos running into the number 8 encounter here. We fixed the encounter rarity, so you will see a lot more of these super rare encounters, and this is definitely one of them. Here on the Earth floor, number 3, you never see that. That's more of a battle you see on Lich's floor. Luckily, she was able to get through those arachnids with Lit 2. She's gonna murder herself a vampire and hopefully get the canoe. I'm assuming this has got to be the canoe at this point. I mean, what else could it possibly be? Maybe the ruby? Maybe another fetch quest?
Maybe our canoe is in sky.
Oh, gosh. She's gonna go on ahead. Backlined her white mage who was about to load up a Fade. Luckily, the white mage didn't just die right then. Fade does come out. Vampire still... Yeah, I mean...
but Vampire.
Yeah, Vampire finally goes down. There is our key. So now we have key lock checks to do, which is great for these parties. But, man, you just hate to see that right now when we're looking for loose progression. And, more unrunnables, and she is running out of spell charges on just everything, and mummies can wreck your crew. Lit 2 is going to come out. It's going to do the work on these mummies, I think. She did not get the FFR special, so she is able to get away from that battle. She is just now getting to level 10, which is where Q is currently at. Red Snacks are going to ambush, but they aren't doing anything crazy, except they do have stun touch. She's going to throw a black shirt, and she's going to try to run. No, she's going to throw out a Cure 4 to try to keep her thief up, which is a smart move because she is stun locked, so that will knock her out of stun locked. Hopefully be able to get out of this battle. Oh my god, she's back under stun locked. And Q is out of whatever battle he was currently in. Man, every round of encounter is just that much more.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
That was just terrible.
Yeah, but luckily we know these mummies don't have much in the way of health. I think they rolled around the 80 mark, so if she could just Actually, to be honest with you, if all of them just focus on our thief, then maybe she'll be fine. Lit 2 low rolls on the middle. Oh my god, low rolls on all of them.
And now
Black
we're
shirt
stuck with a black shirt.
But black shirt should do it. We know they don't have much health. Black shirt takes them all down. She's down to her thief. She has no spell charges. She cannot take another unrunnable battle, and she gets out of there. All right. Did she just save? Please tell me she saved.
Yeah, she's safe.
Okay. All right, so she gets her. She's going to do a bunch of key lock checks. This was kind of one of those things that I was going to allude to earlier when they did the Topher checks. Like, they went to Toph to check those 3 chests. They already had the canal. I think I would have waited at least until I had the key before I went back in there to, like, check those 3 chests for loose, don't you think?
Yes, I think doing Earth Cave would have been the priority play. Hope you get your herb money there, and then if the Earth Cave does not pan out, then you go back and go to the other chests, like all the key lock chests and all the chests you skipped over.
Well, the good thing about this is actually, you know, I talked about it like key means you're opening key lock stuff, and that's totally fine because they're all free checks except for the ones in Marsh Cave. And we know at this point that our progression is loose. The canoe is loose somewhere in this finite space. We're not going anywhere crazy. There's only these key lock checks and the 2 chests in Marsh Cave that Q never made, or that Chaos never made it to. Because she full cleared what she could full clear in Earth.
Yep. So just gotta go through these checks in Canary Castle, Dwarf Cave, Temple of Fiends, key locks, Elfland Castle, Northwest Castle, then finally Gaggling for Spoon, Marsh.
I mean, this seed would be super trolly with this particular party comp to have the canoe loose in key locked marsh. I mean, it's possible. It is definitely one of the things you can do, but that would be pretty ugly. And I want to go on ahead and welcome the Uriel Man to chat. Thank you for showing up. Yes, the parties were drafted, obviously. Nobody's bringing 2 thieves, a white mage and a black mage. You know.
Well, Chad brings up a point, though. It could be the herb that gives us our canoe.
Ooh, that's right. We forgot the herb was, in fact, in the item shop there in Crescent for max price. At this point, one fine day, what are you selling? I mean, we've picked up some stuff that I would be selling right now. I mean, we have the heel helm.
Well, I would just check all the chests before I sell off anything, because selling stuff takes time.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a power staff, quite a few other things. I think you could get there with just junk items if you're short of the 65k.
And one of our spike tiles we get to check here on Kaosubaloo's side is about the crappiest spike tile I've seen in a long time. One lonely shark. Like, who wants to see that? Q, we got an opal microphone, able to get out of there with that. Looks like he's on the same encounter table as Cass was earlier, because he's getting way worse turn order, because he's getting lit 2'd up like crazy. Luckily, he's got the levels. One of his black mages is down. His white mage is down. He's gonna have to reset out. He cannot get through this with one thief, and his thief goes down, and that is heartbreaking for sure. We found a second pro ring, I think. Or she just reset out of that. I guess she didn't find anything important up in
just a little bit of gold.
Yeah, up in key locked whatever. But I mean, at this point, a little bit of gold might be might be what you need. Is max price herb.
She has 47k from what I saw. Well, there's an ice armor.
Yeah, but you're gonna. Sorry, I was going to say you're going to want to keep that ice armor for your thief. Doesn't save. Immediately just goes out. What do you think of saving? Safety saves always save, right?
Yep, safety saves all the time.
Yeah. And MG Weirdo pointing out the Opal mic or the Opal Gauntlet. It does look kind of like a microphone. I sell that all the way every time. You don't need it. You'd never need it. You got pro rings for days. Just
Well, you don't need it for this party at all.
yeah, exactly. And Ragnarok safety saves are for the weak. Risk it for the biscuit. I don't know how I feel about that. And we're in unrunnable lit 2 spiders happening on this screen.
No overworld saving for next tournament?
Q go sure. Q checking those 3 chests for what looked to be about 1,500 gold and a cloth. A couple extra steps he probably didn't need to take. No hooray dwarves. I'm just gonna hang out and see what they all look like, and then we're gonna check this Keylock dwarf area.
The Boo Worms dwarves.
Yeah, we got a heal. We got some more money. More money. More money. More money. More money. A little bit more money. And a flame armor, so you can get rid of at least one of those things. Because I doubt either of these guys are going to keep... Well, I mean, I say I doubt, but Q's clearly got both of his thieves up. I just don't see keeping both thieves up for any reason ever.
Yeah, I think... Well, I'm not sure about not running the 4-man.
Yeah, I mean... I would definitely do what Chaos is doing, keep one down until class change, and then kind of reassess the situation. But I don't know. You got life 1. You could probably just use one as a meat shield and call it a day. I would, especially again with this party and where you need to be in order to get out of nuke range. You're gonna want to at least have these guys at about the level 27, 28 mark. Before going into Topher.
Kaosubaloo's taking another fight, and all these overworld fights that she can't run from. Just only 9 cabins. You need to get more cabins soon.
Purse so big. And yeah, so Chaos, I think she must have enough gold because she's heading back towards Crescent to pick up that herb. But yeah, I'm kind of like you, man. Like, I mean, again, I shouldn't be telling people what I would do, but you should grab some tents. Like, the tents were like 12 gold or something ridiculous. Buy like 70 of them, and then just save scum your way over the overworld. You're going to have to take encounters in dungeons anyway.
Well, I mean, this is another thing. Kaosubaloo just saved, gets a troll fight 2 steps later, and is taking it. That's that's just something you reset out of right away.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for 322 experience. That's not like there's no reason to take that at all. And Darren Dries is in chat. How was the race that you called? Did you call it? Did you track it? Did you race it? You raced it. How did you do against Gouda? Actually, don't tell me. We're not supposed to get spoilers. Anyways, GG's on your race against Gouda. It's good seeing you. And yes, these guys did draft this party, and clearly Chaos does not have enough money to pick up the herb, so she is going to get her white mate or somebody stoned. She's going to reset out of it.
Oh, how did not get more cabins? They're right there. They're only like 50, 80, I don't know how much, but they were cheap enough. She could buy however many she wanted, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She's taking all these overworld.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she's even going at this. What money does she have?
She has about 5K left after buying the herb.
Okay, so she did pick up the herb. Okay, that's at least good. So she's able to get the herb after picking up all that stuff. She didn't have to sell off anything. So she does want to bring her other thief back to life. She's got the flame armor and the ice armor, so she's good on armor for them. And but yeah, like you said, I mean, the cabins were right there, and I don't remember them being that expensive. And I want to go ahead and thank Speed Gaming, the Prime, for bringing in 56 people to watch us do our thing. Lion in the Darkness is saying yo, and I'm going to say yo back to you. This is Ochoa is here as well. Super, I cannot read that name. Blah. Oh my gosh. Blazel's here. And Ragnarok hit me with the LOL. What did the herb give?
The tail.
Oh, that is, what is happening then? What do we have left? We have marsh. We're back to We're back
No,
to
we
marsh
do not
game.
have marsh. There is no marsh. There never was a marsh, and we have always been at war with East Asia.
No, well, no. You're right. Sorry, you're absolutely right. we still have a key locked Northwest Castle, and Q's gonna give us a good look at the blue screen real quick.
We also have Mirage Tower, and with this party with no armor, that is going to be hilarious.
I'm not sure. She's not even sure where. Oh yeah, Q's probably doing the bathroom break, as they say.
She's just plumb forgot about Astos because she never did go back and get that slab from Astos.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. She doesn't need the slab anyway at this point. It's not like it's going to lead to anything until she can find the canoe. But I don't think she knows where she's going. She's done all she can do in Earth Cave. We've seen everything in Earth.
Oh, she's going for
They don't have the canoe though.
She's going for Sky Castle.
Oh, we do have the chime. You're right. We have the chime. Sorry, you're absolutely right. She's just going the long way to get to Mirage. But yes, we do have the chime. We can go and check those 20 or 16 chests in Mirage Tower. And wow, that's awesome.
And I like this play a lot better than Marsh.
Oh, absolutely.
Here.
Well, and she also has the knowledge that nothing was in Marsh except for the 5 chests she couldn't get to. There was 2 she couldn't get to, and then there was the 3 that are key locked. So yeah, coming up here and checking these 16 chests is way better. And Cheesenator helping me out here. I said 20, and then I said 16. There's allegedly only 18 chests down there. So, if I throw out 2 numbers, just get the average of them. And that's what I actually meant to say.
And Kaosubaloo treating herself to some steak and wings.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
I don't know if I would want to actually take this fight, though, because she does not have a house. So all these charges, she will not have them for Mirage Tower.
Yeah, and that's 2 more fades. Luckily, she will get some levels from this. 2400 will get her up to level 12. But yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I mean, she doesn't have a house. We know houses were 1400. At least one house. You pick up one house, right? Before you go somewhere like big like this.
Oh, that I would prefer to, if at all possible.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of gold. We got a wooden shield. We got a saw. We got an iron shield. Ooh. We got some more gold. We get some more gold. She doesn't check that top chest. We got a loose bottle. Totally useless. Totally not what we want to see.
Well, it's useless for now, but it's going to be helpful later. Maybe.
And Corito telling me to lay off the coffee. I'm not even drinking coffee, man. Just excited, enjoying the game. The good thing about this, though, is that we know the canoe is loose, or something that leads to the canoe is loose, so that'll be both loose items we found.
I'm trying to think what else they may have that hasn't been turned in yet, but I think it's both of the loose items here in Mirage Tower. Although there are those bottom of Marsh chests that we did not.
Yeah, and I want to go on ahead and thank Speed Gaming 2 for raiding us with even more people. I guess all the Speed Gaming games are ending right now. And, man, I'm just happy to have all these people out here watching us. Speed Gaming 5, we've got Kyuketsuki taking on Kaosubaloo in a Week 2 Swiss Spring Tournament 2020 battle. Both of these racers right now are They are both 0-1. Both of them looking for their first win here in our Swiss tournament. And Q is going to go on ahead and check this out. We know it's just a bunch of money. And nothing really else happening here except for I think a flame armor was down here. And Guri 30, and there's our loose canoe. So we got both of our loose items right now. At this point, you find both loose. You got a defense sword. You got a katana. You got a tail. What do you do? Do you even open up any more boxes at this point? I mean, you got another pro ring. We need a ribbon at least, right?
Yes, a ribbon would be preferable. Although I do believe that White Mage has walls, so this fight is about ready to flatten Kaosubaloo.
Yeah, luckily the Catman rolled kind of low, and the Fade. I was gonna say the Fade should take it down, and of course, you know, the game's just got to game it up sometimes. Get a little RNG fest. Sabertooth Tiger, that is unacceptable in my opinion. That was some just grade A BS RNG right there on Kaosubaloo, but it's fine. Shouldn't take her too long to get back to those chests, check them all out, warp out of there, and then of course head up, getting her airship, and then do all those fetch quests. There's a lot right now. We've got Sarda on the table. If she remembers she didn't kill Lastos, she can go back and kill him and get the slab, do the slab turn in stuff, and then do the bottle turn in. Hit up Wardeals, hit up Waterfall. There's a ton of different places they can go to. And we already know at this point they may be able to dodge a dungeon. What dungeon would you not?
What dungeon would I not do?
What incentive dungeon would you not want to do?
Well, I'm not sure if they can skip one. Because we have the Forehammer loose, we have the Opal Bracelet loose, we have the Power Gauntlet found, we have the Tail found.
Yeah, so there's those two. So there's at least two dungeons they could potentially skip if they don't want the Opal Bracelet or the Power Bonk, and any of these turn-ins don't turn into those. Correct?
Yeah, Thor Hammer and Opal Bracelet are just pretty much junk items with what we have now.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to skip something, what would I skip? Jeez, that is a tough question.
Oh my gosh, is Kaosubaloo, is she going to remember that there is... Oh no, she's going to sail around. That's fine. That's fine. There are less encounters on the sea anyway, so it's not a big deal. But there is a dock right there next to Provoca, and she could have walked down and canoed her way down to Desert.
Alright, RNG Weirdo says always skip ice. I don't think I would always skip ice, because you can just do the warp trick to get out of ice really quick.
Yep.
It really depends on just how much you can skip, though, because we have some fetch quests to turn in, and those might turn into the Thor Hammer and Opal Bracelet. So there's also Sarda and Titan's Trove, although we do not have the Ruby yet.
Yeah, so we're about 50. We're going to be about 51 minutes in, and Kaosubaloo is going to be our first person in the air right now, looking for the floater in her inventory. Now, I really just hope the slab doesn't lead to anything important. Like, I really, in my heart, because I want the best for these runners, I do not want the slab to turn into like the freaking cube or something, or the rod or something else that she needs, because I don't think she's going to remember that she reset out of that Astos, not reset, but didn't kill Astos. Like that she died after the Astos battle. So
I think she remembers, and I think she's heading that way.
Do you think she is in fact heading that way? All right. A little commentary. She could hear it. I'm so hyped she can hear me talking clearly. And she's going to go on ahead and kill Astos for the second time. Killed Astos the first time about 40 minutes ago. So, a little deja vu happening all over again. A little bit better levels. Fade comes out. Low rolls. Lit 3 also, but not a big deal. And she gets her slab. She's going to do the slab turn in, and she's going to route all that in together, which is like really kind of smart. She's going to be able to do the slab turn in. She's going to hit the bottle. Well, actually, she'll probably go to Sarda first, then hit the bottle, then hit the slab, and then kind of reassess from there. And we got to exit at level 5. Huge
Nice
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, first thing I would want to do when I got in there is I would want to go and get promoted and probably check out some of those, at least some of those cardia chests, so I can hopefully find a ribbon and not have to dig elsewhere for one.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I could not agree with you more. I would not be surprised if after this, especially with Chaos's levels, she's at level 14, which is like prime level to do promotion for this particular party. Because once you get to 15 and then every odd level after that, you gain a level of those, you get a charge of the magic you can use for your particular class. And she's heading straight to it. Didn't even check Sarda. Hopefully she doesn't forget that Sarda exists, but she's going to go on ahead, take her papers to HR, and get her promotion.
Yep.
So right now you've got Katana, we've got Ice and Flame Armor. She's got huge gear now that she did not have for those particular characters. I mean, and the white and black shirt, she does not really need the check chests out. Or
Well, you still would want a ribbon.
That's what I was going to say.
Important.
Yeah, except for the ribbon, I'd probably do an ice armor over the flame, but it looks like she might be bringing up her... She's considering bringing up her other thief, which not a bad play at this point, I don't think. What do you think?
Well, it's something to consider. I think, though, that she is quite happy with the 3-man party, or 3-woman party, as it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Q must have forgot the Mirage Tower thing, or I mean, heck, we both thought about or forgot about the Mirage Tower thing. I forgot they had the chime in their inventory, so I'm not surprised that Q's heading here because he didn't check any chests down here except for the one that had the canal. So he's going to be sorely, unless the mass is down here, he is not going to be happy with what he finds down here.
Well, even Massa wouldn't be worth this loss of time.
And Cash,
Hashtag never mind.
Yeah, and Cash choosing to walk whatever was in there, which it didn't look like it was anything. Not only walking it out, but choosing not to use the warp charge, which just, those kind of things that you do tack on more time to your run. Not warping out, not just resetting out. You don't need these things anymore. Unless it's a ribbon, you don't need it anymore.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just one ribbon would be basically what I would be looking for right now.
Yeah, a ribbon, a second katana, maybe a massa, like you said, or like not maybe, but a massa immune. Those are the only kind of things I'd be walking out. Otherwise, I am resetting out of everything. And
well, I think Chaos wants some gold for buying supplies, like buy a 10-pack of houses.
Yeah, but you can still pick that stuff. You can pick that stuff up in Volcano, or you can, you've got level 1 Fade and level 1 Lit 3. You can mow down any sort of, enemy pack that you need to do. Like, you shouldn't be...
Yeah, that's true. You could get the gold later, but probably right now, while you're doing all the fetch quests, would probably be an ideal time to pick up houses.
Yeah.
Oh my... Kaosubaloo is going to ordeals without finishing all of the fetch quests.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with this.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to know if I can skip 1 or 2 of the side dungeons.
Mm-hmm. Especially ordeals, because it is kind of far out of the way. I mean, you gotta walk like what probably feels like 1 billion tiles just to get to ordeals, and then do the pillar maze. And granted, they do have warp, and it probably wouldn't take...
Of the side dungeons, I want to do ice first, because I can warp out of there, and I know there's no loose items for me to worry about. You
could warp and exit out of there. You can literally do the warp trick, check the 3 chests, and hit exit, and then get out of there. And you've done it all in, maybe a minute and a half, if you're lucky.
Yep, it's about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to do that check.
Yeah, so we got some good battles. These are the kind of overworld battles I would be taking. I would take a Saria battle. I would take a Sandworm battle because they give good experience. You know,
I
like,
definitely agree with that.
And she needs the experience right now. She's level 15, and like I mentioned earlier, she's gonna want to have this party be around. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, Q taking a wipe on that spike tile there in Marsh Cave, the old Gray Sharks or Gur Sharks with Sahag battle. We know Chaos had a little bit better RNG against that battle, and wow. But okay, anyways, Chaos up to level 15. Like I was trying to say before, she's going to want to try to be around the level 27, 28 mark, get her thieves over that 400 mark, plus make that katana really do some damage.
Well, it's probably unlikely you're going to get 27, 28 without a grind of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good thing is she's going to have to step over 2 spike tiles on the way to the incentive check. And Q is going to give us our first look at Locked Marsh. We already know those are for sale, so that's not really something he probably wanted to see. But he is going to go on ahead and equip it, because he clearly doesn't have one already.
Doesn't have any armor.
Yeah, like, I thought there was at least one more pro ring at this point that Chaos had.
I think Q had to reset out the pro ring in Earth Cave.
Yeah, and then he gets a wooden stick. And
better than purple.
He's going to run into some unrunnable scorpions. Chaos makes her way through the pillar maze and is going to get our first look at the first spike tile here. This is the nightmare tile in vanilla. Oh my gosh, Medusas! This is amazing. Sorry, with warp and exit, fade and lit 3 right there. Like, I would take this until I exhausted all of my spell charges and then warp out of here.
Not worth it.
You don't think so to get those kind of levels?
Nah, it's still going to take too long to get a whole lot of grind. There are potential better tiles for the grind.
I guess so. I could see that. I mean, Kaosubaloo will never see that because, well, it's unique to only that one particular tile in Marsh Cave. And looks like she's going to get a whole lot of nothing for coming to Ordeals, except for that gold bracelet, which was kind of French vanilla. And we got a Thor's hammer. Oh, that's rough time. Yeah, that's definitely one of those. I mean, great. You can definitely equip it on your white mage, but yeah, that's kind of the womp womp item that we have in our incentive pool right now. The thought process behind having that there was basically we didn't want to have Massa. We didn't want to have this because there's 3 of them, and then people didn't want to be confused. And Q's looking at things. He is very confused right now. He does not understand how he's full cleared pretty much the entire game and hasn't found progression yet. Not realizing that he has the chime in his inventory that we all know leads to both loose items. Maybe it'll click on him and he'll be able to make his way over there. But anyways, we decided to throw the Thor's hammer in basically to hopefully push more we wanted to push that one of the loose items wouldn't be required. And the odds are that one of the loose items wouldn't be required if we had more items in the incentive pool. And we felt like giving a ribbon away is kind of another like, oh, did I find the loose ribbon or did I not find the loose ribbon? And giving the Massa away, of course, is like OP with the power bonk. So we have 3 items in the incentive pool. We know we have the Opal Cheeria, which we have not seen yet. We have the Power Bonk, which we got early on, and we have the Thor's Hammer, which Kaosubaloo found just now. So it's starting to look more likely that we are going to have to clear out Ice Cave and Waterfall. Especially if this ends up leading to the Opal. Q realizing that he did leave Marsh on the, or not Marsh, I'm sorry, Mirage on the table, and he's going to be rewarded with his bottle and canoe if he can make it up into there and out, as he takes on some steak and wings.
Well, there's also a crystal that we got out of from the ferry that could possibly lead to something.
Yeah. So we still have a couple of fetch quests. I think, actually, not a couple. I think we've exhausted all of our fetch quests, if I remember correctly. We've seen Adamant, we've seen TNT, we've seen Herb, we just got the crystal, we've seen the bottle, and we've seen the slab. So basically, if this crystal turns into the opal bracelet, then we know we're going to have to dive ice and waterfall in order to get our last two items. Ooh, and she got stunned. Yeah, she got turned to... her whole party turned into statues. That's unfortunate.
Don't take overworld encounters. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just save scum your way around it. The tents were like 15 gold. Just reset out if you get ambushed. Like, you got 3 statues in your party now. Just go ahead and reset out. Q checking top marsh. Gonna run into a bunch of Gorgons and saber-tooth tigers, and he is gonna get the business from him. We know the saber-tooths rolled pretty high in health. So while he may be able to get rid of these Medusas, these saber-tooths could potentially give him the business. Luckily, the Fade charges actually did some damage, and he's able to get out of that battle. Chaos is going to give the crystals to the old lady and get the rod. So we are one cube away from go mode?
We need a loot, and I think we need a cube. A loot and a cube.
Yeah, I see a guitar and I see a block. So that is what we need.
Kaosubaloo has not gone to Sarda yet. That's right. Holding one of our eyes.
That is correct. And the Sarda, one of these is more than likely going to lead to the Ruby, which will maybe make her realize she hadn't talked to Sarda. But as you say that she hasn't talked to Sarda, she is on her way there now. So incentive locations that we have right now is Titan's Trove. So before, and there's our loot. We just need a cube. Now, more than likely, something is leading to the Ruby, which will lead to the...
Does Kaosubaloo know that she doesn't need to check chests?
Well, maybe she's looking for maybe she wants to check a grind tile. No, she's heading. Oh, she got the rod, so she's gonna kill Lich while she's in the area. I like the play for routing, but I still would want to know what's happening in the game. Hopefully, she doesn't check chests here.
I hope not.
I mean, she doesn't need to. She already knows she doesn't need to. She knows that she's in what we call no mode. She has Oliver, and Q gets his canoe. Hopefully sticks around to get his defense sword and all the other pro rings and good stuff that's in this particular room. And we get to hear that nice little 2-second sample each time he opens up the chest. Warps out, and he is good to go. Not going to use the house. He's going to use a cabin. And Kaosubaloo going on ahead and heading down to try to light up her first orb. She's already killed the vampire. We know that the double dip of Earth was not required. It was all about getting the money to buy the herb. Or no, not buy the herb. I'm sorry. It was all about going to... No, it was required. Did we find the chime here? Where did we find the chime? Do you remember?
No, I don't. Let me check the notes on that.
Oh, chime came from Narek. Yes, it was required, it looks like, because we... Where did we find the adamant? The sages. So it was not required. You had to talk to the sages to get the adamant, which was the TNT, which turned into the chime. So the old unrequired double dipping of Earth is what happened here, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you would. I would expect most people to make that play though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not knocking the play at all. I mean, no one's taking a random mirage dive looking for two loose over checking the incentive Earth. I mean, it's just the way the seed does its thing.
Well, Cal is not checking any chests, so that's good for her.
Chat wondering, the Opal Cheerio. We like to call it the Cheerio, but it's basically a bracelet. Magely classes don't really equip armor as they equip things called bracelets. And there's a copper bracelet, which is 5 absorb. There's the silver bracelet, which is 15 absorb. There's the gold bracelet, which is 24 absorb. And then lastly, of course, the opal bracelet, which is 24 absorb, or not 24, sorry, 34 absorb. And the opal bracelet is just the best. It's basically one of the best armors in the game for any class. It's got 34 absorb, only 2 penalty to evade. So I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Be right back. I gotta get some pop.
Sounds good to me. And MG Weirdo point out that the opal bracelet is unique in a chest. Others are sold in stores. So yeah, there's only the one opal bracelet. As Q finally getting his promotion done. Chaos. She is gonna get the business from these arachnids with Lit 2, but she's able to get away. Looks like Q's gonna change up his inventory a little bit, move some stuff around. He's at a perfect level. Not perfect because he is level 15, so he's going to have to wait until he gets to level 17 to be able to get charges of black magic on those thieves. So what happens at promotion? Nothing really special happens. You can typically equip better armor. You can learn better spells for your magely classes. The thief, I feel like, gets one of the biggest upticks as far as promotion is concerned, but I'll talk about that here in a sec. After Kaosubaloo takes on our first fiend fight at 1 hour 9 minutes 20 seconds, she is going to take on the old man that lives in a cave, Lich. Fade comes out, 312, he is dead. Wow. That sometimes happens. Chaos is going to light up her first orb just a little bit over the hour 9 minute mark. And I'm assuming at this point she's got a couple more turn-ins to do before we move on. Or not a couple more turn-ins. She's going to do the waterfall because that's the only thing she has left besides Ice Cave. So yeah, back to what I was talking about with promotion. So your thieves, typically the best sword that they can equip is the coral sword. Well, obviously the Massa, because everybody can equip the Massa Immune. But once they get promoted, they can equip pretty much all the armor except for the opal, the dragon, and the Aegis shield. They can equip all the swords except for the Excalibur, and they can learn levels 1 through 4 black magic spells. And so it's kind of a big deal for the thieves to get that promotion early so that they can get those 4 charges of those 1 through 4 level magic spells.
Now, I don't think Kaosubaloo went to Ice Cave, did she?
No, she did not.
I'm surprised that of all the places to go, she doesn't go to Ice.
I think that she's part of that. You know, there's the Never Marsh, there's the Never Earth, there's also like the Never Ice community that refuses to go to Ice Cave, even if it makes sense, even if you have warp and exit and you're in no mode where you could just literally pop in there, check those chests. I mean, I guess you could say the same for popping in here and checking these chests.
Well, I mean, Waterfall is not too long. If it is the answer, it will save some time.
And she has the Oxyel too, so when she's done, and we got a ruby, so that leads us to our Titan's Trove incentive that I mentioned earlier. Before, you would get the ruby, and it would almost be like getting the Thor's hammer. It would be a total womp womp, but we decided to make it important by incentivizing one of the chests in Titan's Trove, which is the far left chest there. So the ruby actually, it may as well be its own turn-in. And Kaosubaloo is doing the thing that I mentioned earlier. She is going to go on ahead and head into Sea Shrine. We got Nuke at level 7, worth a lot of money and fast. That is huge. You want to pick up that fast spell. Not so much the Nuke at level 7, but the fast is very important.
Nuke fast.
Yeah, well, Nuke is the best AoE spell in the game. I mean, you don't have that many charges of it. You know, it's not really going to be, you're not going to really use it over fast. Whereas, like, you're going to want to throw a fast out onto your people, make them do more damage to the Topher Fiends.
Especially with a ninja using the katana.
Yeah. Yeah, because thief buffs, if you you're more of like on the dev end of things. So do you want to talk about thief buffs and exactly what it does? Because I don't really know the answer to that.
Well, we went over it at the start of the match. A thief buff changes the thief's hit rate growth per level from +2 per level to +4. A thief starts with, I believe, 5 hit rates, gains 2 every level, and every 32 hit rate is an extra hit for your character.
Mm-hmm. So basically, at, let's say, the breaking point of the katana is level 29 for a thief, and then 5 hits at that point. How many hits will they get now at level 29 with a katana?
Well, the breakpoint, I believe, is 23 with the +4. It gets to 5 hits at 23, so that's very attainable, and obviously a fast will double that. So you would like to have double hits and the crit rate of a katana. With weapons like the katana and the vorpal, really, really, really would like to have fast.
All right. So Q is going to go on ahead and head into Ice Cave. We get our first look into Ice Cave as Kaosubaloo running into these unrunnable battles. The reason why the R Sahags and Wiz Sahags are unrunnable is they're actually the B-side tile to the pirates, so they can never be runnable. But I think they are working on fixing that in either alpha or beta. Which, speaking of which, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Like, you can totally take your vanilla Final Fantasy ROM, throw it into there, click on some presets. There's like a default, there's like a vanilla, there's obviously the Swiss flags that we're currently doing now. Throw that in there, it'll tell you everything, and then make your own ROM that is a randomized version of the game, which in my opinion, and I'm assuming most people's opinion that is part of the community, the definitive way to play the original Final Fantasy.
Speaking of the Wiz Sahag, R Sahag fight, yes, that is... The unrunnables are split in the beta version of the randomizer, and that feature comes from, tooting my horn, yours truly. And there's the...
And that's why it's kind of good to have somebody like One Fine Day here in chat with me, because he is one of the devs. He's been working on Randomizer and Spellcrafter, which is basically a completely different way to play Final Fantasy. It's a little bit over my head, but I'm sure he could explain it to you. But Q picks up the cube, which is a huge find, because right now, Chaos is not going to get that cube until she ends up in Ice Cave, which will put her in go mode. So do you want to talk about the Randomizer real quick while these people or while these runners are just kind of running through the motions?
Well, Randomizer is just getting a bit far afield from what we're playing now. But Randomizer creates a whole new enemy set, and it's also joined with a feature called Spellcrafter, which creates a whole new spell book. So you could have spells like a Death Elemental attack or something of that nature. I am working on a revision to the Randomizer so that it's a little more accessible to new players. So keep posted.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, and it is definitely a unique way to play the game. It is very different than obviously what we're seeing here currently, because like he said, you've got AoEs that can do death elemental and whatnot. Just the only thing I can say is join the Discord. Somebody should go on ahead and throw that out there. I failed at it, but I'm sure our tracker MG Weirdo is going to help us out and put the proper thank you. I appreciate that. Join us in the Discord. A lot of fun. Everybody there will help you out into learning the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Q's going to pick up his pro rings from Canaria. Kaosubaloo is going to take on one more Gershark before taking on Kraken. And Q is only one crystal turn-in away from being in go mode. Now, we know the crystal came from Matoya. Or not Matoya, I'm sorry. You give the crystal to Matoya. The crystal came from the bottle turn-in. And he got the bottle when he was in Mirage. So I'm not sure what he's doing in Volcano.
It's a mystery to me. I guess he just wants to get it done while he's here.
Yeah, and man, Kaosubaloo's getting the business from this one Gershark. She is down to like 2. She's got one statue, which I'm pretty sure she did not have that as a statue. No, she has continued that to be a statue. She had one dead light warrior, but luckily brought them all back from the brink of disaster. And MG Weirdo pointing out it is possible he did it and just missed it. I know he was in that room, and I want to say he skipped a chest. He's got the Sriracha lit up on his tracker, so I'm assuming he's got it in his inventory. And we get our first look at Kraken 1. Kraken 1 is no joke. Hits very hard. Is susceptible to Brack and Bane because of the low M-Def. Throws out a nice 2. Doesn't really do anything. Going Brack strats and White Shirt strats again. So White Shirt raises your evade, stops those big hits that Kraken can typically do. 2 hits, 2 damage out of the katana-wielding ninja, not good, and realizes it. So she's going to throw out a defense sword, hopefully start doing some power box. And on the left side, you see Kyuketsuki Kyuketsuki taking on Carry 1. Thunder coming out, doing a lot of damage. 2 hits, 206 out of that thief. Gonna throw out a Cure 4. Gonna power bonk. Blink and you miss it, and Q lights up his first orb at 1 hour and 19:30. We're down to just one thief with 44 health, 18 health now. 2 hits, 94. Mint coming out. 2 hits, 212. Blizzard comes out, just low rolls but takes out that ninja. Chaos.
Well, these runners need a ribbon. If they haven't found one already, they need one pathway.
Yeah, and that's rough, man, because I think she only had like 16 hit points, and that Blizzard rolled really low, like because of either the ice arm or the ice shield that she had on. But that is heartbreaking to say the least. And she's gonna go back in and try it again, as Q needs to turn in that crystal or that bottle to get the crystal, to get the rod, so he can be in go mode. And I think he realizes it, because I want to say he's heading up to Gaia now to do the bottle turn-in. Or he's not. He's going to go to Waterfall. I'm looking at my tracker right now. He does not have the rod. He does have the crystal. So he has not chosen to turn in the crystal. He's going to do Waterfall instead.
Oh, this is bad news, because this ruby that he's going to get from the robot leads to the Opal Cheerio.
Yeah.
And Kyuketsuki, because they cannot afford these time losses.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Well, no runner can afford any sort of time loss. I mean, you've got to like precision routing, and I understand you got a relatively new player versus a player that doesn't really play that often, but both of these runners want to get their first win, first Swiss. They're both 0-1, which means whoever wins this is obviously going to be 1-1, and the other will be 0-2. So, like you said, I mean, you don't want these kind of time losses right now.
Well, a general rule in NPC shuffle, any NPC shuffle, is chase the incentives, even if it doesn't seem like that good a play. I made the mistake of not chasing those incentives, and it bit me in my match with Spellzap earlier this week. So, we have a crystal to turn in. You should turn it in. Just turn it in. Nope. Alright, Gregory had to step away and get some pop. So Kaosubaloo making her way back to Kraken, and Kyuketsuki, I believe, is making his way out of the waterfall, about to join Kaosubaloo in the Sea Shrine. Question in chat from RNG Weirdo. So what should Chaos do differently for this Kraken fight? Well, I believe she has wall, so she needs to put that up, obviously. Obviously, I'll prioritize getting Absorb. I would be prioritizing getting the defense sword on the ninja, and ouch, hit from Kraken hurt. And I would prioritize getting wall up on all the characters that need to absorb elements, because Kraken is bringing out a lot of the elementals. And between those two and the healing magic, I think Kaosubaloo can make this fight work.
I'm going to definitely have to agree with you there. I mean, she has the knowledge of the first time she took on Kraken. So hopefully with the Cure 4 coming out now, getting her out of poison status, got white shirts coming out, got 2 hits, 222. Fire 2's coming out. We know she has Kraken has a skill set too, because we saw Blizzard last time around as another Fire 2 comes out. 1 hit, 11 damage. Now, so how do you feel about? I mean, obviously we can't use. Oh gosh, 3 hits, 596. We actually got a really good hit there. A couple of crits on that one, so that's always good to see. Fade gun 104, kind of a low roll. 2 hits, 15.
RNG Weirdo noting in chat that Kaosubaloo did not buy wall, and that is a really, really, really big. Going to be a really, really big problem.
Yes, Thunder comes out and completely decimates.
Oh no!
Fire
no!
And a second wipe. This is no good.
Wow! And just like that, Kyuketsuki is back in this.
Oh my gosh. And that was something I talked about earlier. And she's trying to think about what she wants to do. She is definitely tilted. You don't want to take 2 wipes on a. You don't want to take a wipe on a fiend in general, let alone 2. She's got to go back in and do this whole thing all over again against a high evade, high absorb Kraken that is clearly rolled somewhere around vanilla, if not higher than vanilla. And she's going to mermaids.
She wants a ribbon.
She wants that ribbon, yeah. She didn't find any in the key locked areas. They haven't done Sky yet because she hasn't found her cube. Yeah, no better place than right now to find a ribbon and hopefully be able to make it through this battle. And these Gersharks have Blaze. That's what messed her up earlier.
Well, I believe Wall was at level 2 in Provoca. And this goes back to, and that comes back to the problem early game of not having gold when you go into Provoca. Sometimes a decision you make very early can have knock-on effects throughout the entire run.
Yeah, I take notes on where Wall is. Wall is one of those spells that I always want to have. If I can learn that spell, especially in early Wall, I pick it up. It is a cheeky way to make sure that things like Bane, things like, oh, we got a Vorpal sighting. Not that that's any usefulness to this particular party, because Katana is infinitely better than that purple pool noodle. But yeah, I mean, how like Wall all the way. Wall all the way.
Well, even with Wall, a ribbon would be...
No, speaking of, we found it. The ribbon. She gets what? Oh yeah, because she has white shirt and black shirt. I was like, why is she throwing away the gold bracelet? That makes sense. Sorry, I was losing my mind there for a second. All right, cast exit. Get out of there. Get back in there. Murder you. Cook up yourself some calamari. And let's go on ahead and hit up Ice Cave so you can get your lead back. I just want to thank everybody that's here listening to us cast this battle, watching these guys do their thing. Kaosubaloo and Kyuketsuki are racers for the second week of Swiss Spring Tournament 2020 as Kyuketsuki goes on ahead and gets his first taste of what Kraken has to offer. And MG Weirdo pointing out that was a great play to hunt down that ribbon. I mean, it was one of the more chest dense areas that she could check out, and it ended up paying out dividends as she is able to get a ribbon and make her way towards Kraken. But I'm going to call this Kraken battle here is Q's trying to think of what he wants to do. He's got the wall there. He knows that Kraken threw out some stuff. They got Thunder coming out. He's not very skill happy, but he decided to be skill happy just then.
And there goes the katana wielding thief. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, and then he just completely whiffed an attack on Kraken. Blizzard comes out, takes out the white mage. He's got one thief doing 1 damage versus Kraken. 10 hits, 158. The one thing I will say about Kraken is that hit didn't do anything. That hit may as well have just grazed that ninja, so at least you don't have to worry about the attacks. But man, his skills and his spells list, I mean, he got all of them. He got all of them, the Blizzard and the Thunder. And that's rough without a ribbon.
Now, in a situation where I don't have a ribbon against a fight like Kraken, I have the defense sword, so I can get my evasion stacks up in time. Mm-hmm. I would want to have a wall cast on turn 1. I just don't see why Kyuketsuki, because he had, unlike Kaosubaloo, he has walls, so I don't see why he's not taking advantage of it. He's grinding outside of Onrak. That's an odd play.
Yeah, I mean, that's an odd play considering there are 5 spike tiles inside of Sea Shrine alone that you could, if you really wanted to grind with the exit charges, you could go in there and grind up some levels.
I think RNG Weirdo is saying he's grinding for spell charges for Brack. That makes some sense.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I mean, they're just getting RNG. Well, they're getting RNG'd because this will be the 3rd time Kaosubaloo takes on Kraken. The first 2 times, she got off 2 Brack charges that didn't land. Sometimes I've gone in, did first run Brack and completely Bracken the Kraken.
I really don't want to rely on Brack for these fights if I have an alternative with the defense sword, katana, power gauntlet. You have your way to kill a fiend if you need one, and that's going to be a lot more secure, especially if you have a ribbon.
Yeah.
And ghosts are giving Kaosubaloo the business.
Yeah, they are. She's down to just 1 white mage, luckily able to get through it, so she'll be able to bring her people back to life with those life 2 charges. Here's a real question. We noticed that Kraken does have that pretty high evade. Have we seen Lock or Lock 2? I don't see it on our tracker.
I believe Lock was at level 7 in Gaia.
Yeah, so that's totally useless when you have fast and nuke it.
Yeah, you're gonna use that on a fast every time and all day, all the time.
Yeah. So like you said, I mean, you like the white mage throws out the wall on the ninja. She's already got the ribbon on her, right? The white mage. You get the fast out there on your black mage. You abandon.
I don't think they have the levels to cast fast yet.
Oh, because it's level 7, and you need to be level 21 in order to cast fast. You're right. I didn't think about how low level they still are. And MG Weirdo helping us out on tracking, telling us that Lock 2 is level 5, so it is there for them to use. And I mean, I see a Kraken where you can't land a hit on them. Fast plus Lock, that'll do something. Lock lowering your evade by the same amount as an invis cast.
The important thing would be to get defense up, and you gotta have that. You gotta, in the absence of wall, Kaosubaloo should just put that ribbon onto her ninja. Yeah,
I kind of have to agree. I think she should maybe put her white mage in the front. And make her white mage the sacrificial lamb. I mean, I get that Fade is there, but Lit 3 is going to do decent enough damage as well because Kraken is weak to lightning. Keep that black mage up so you can do some Brack charges. If the Bracks don't work, get the fast out there, get the Lit 3s out there, and then just go for it. We got white shirts coming out. So we get our 3rd look at Kraken doing the same thing. Aaron takes a hit to the face. Survives the hit. We got another Brack coming out. Cure 4 gonna land, hopefully. Another defense stack. Brack comes out, ineffective again. Thunder is gonna take out the white mage. That is bad turn order because the Cure 4 could have happened. Another Brack coming out, and I completely missed. What happened on Q side?
Broken into pieces.
We got broken into pieces both times. Finally, Q is going to come out here and say, Bracken was nothing. Or not Bracken, but Kraken was nothing. And Chaos is going to tell us about how she wiped on Kraken twice and barely made it through the 3rd time. And Q's ahead. Q just needs to turn in that crystal, get his rod to be in go mode. And Chaos needs to still get into Ice Cave and pick up that cube to be in go mode for her. Now, one thing I will have to say, and I know we've been kind of harping on it, is I am not happy about where their levels are for this particular comp. If they were running a fighter comp, their levels are whatever. But
oh no, Kyuketsuki is going to ordeals.
Yeah, and he hasn't done ordeals yet, so he has no idea that it's the Thor's hammer. We already know it's the Thor's hammer, so he's going to waste a few minutes heading into here because there was nothing else in ordeals. There was like a bunch of money.
There's nothing in ordeals.
Yeah, and a gold bracelet. And we got another ribbon sighting. Did I just see that correctly?
Yes, that is another ribbon.
So there we go. We got 2 ribbons and an opal Cheerio. I'm not sure I would replace my ice armor, maybe? I mean, you get the evasion penalty, so maybe I would throw the opal bracelet on them. I don't know. What would you do?
Opal on the white mage. Obviously.
Opal on the white mage.
What I would do is I would swap out the Pro Ring for the Flame Shield that Kao is carrying, and then just equip the Power Gauntlet as an armor piece.
Yep.
Because you're -2 on your hand equipped, and you get that 12 absorb from the Flame Shield.
I agree with that, but Kaosubaloo knows what's going on. Apparently, everyone goes left and down on this floor. I don't really understand what that's about. Everyone knows you go down and left. That's what I've always done. That's what everybody on the planet does, except for everybody else.
When I was young, I always did down and left. But when I started speedrunning, I did left and down simply because you enter that stairwell holding left, and I just keep holding left. But it makes no difference either way.
It doesn't. I just like to make a big deal out of it, just for the sake of making a big deal out of it. But apparently, Uriel Man goes left and down. Zenobian is just going to come out of here and tell me how I'm just wrong about life. And it's good to have these guys in chat hanging out with us, watching this race. Speed Gaming 5. What match is this? This is we're about like the 6th match of the day for Final Fantasy Randomizer. We've had a lot going on today as far as Swiss matches for our spring tournament 2020. Kaosubaloo gets her cube. She exits out, and she is in go mode. Our first player in go mode at the 138 mark. Probably going to just beeline her way through this area, and then beeline her way through Sky, and hopefully have enough levels to be able to take on a Topher with this particular group.
Well, with 2 ribbons and Fade, you got Fast. I think Kaosubaloo will be in a decent shape. The levels will be pretty dicey because she won't have 23, and you want to have 23 with the Ninja Katana combination. The only real opportunity to get those levels will be in Sky Castle, and it will not be enough to get level 23 unless she gets a Warmac and destroys it.
Yeah, I don't really see this particular party faring well against Warmac when she barely could make it through Kraken 3 times. The scaling on this particular flag set, you've got as low as 43%, and that includes HP, hit, attack power, agility, and absorb. And it goes all the way up to 230%. So if you take somebody like Warmac, Warmac's HP could be anywhere between 430 HP and 2030, or I'm sorry, 2300 HP. So I mean, it is a big difference. You could easily walk in there, throw a couple of fades at him, and he'll fall over, or you are basically fighting a chaos, and can't do any damage against them. You just don't know until you get into the battle.
Yep. But I mean, I don't think I fight Warmac with this party, with this loadout. I just run as soon as I see it, because there's just no guarantee that I'm going to get through that.
Yeah. And we haven't, like... Lava's Cloud pointing out, yeah, we got an Excalibur, but as MG Weirdo points out, that's completely useless with this particular party because we do not have a fighter in our party, so nobody's going to be able to equip that Excalibur in any way due to weapon fixes. It's not like the Excalibur is going to do any more than what a katana would do. And we got a carry battle happening, and I remember Q getting through this battle pretty easily. So
yeah, carry is pretty much.
Yeah, so Fade knocks her down, and Kaosubaloo lighting up her third orb, and she is more than likely going to head to Sky as Q is taking another break from the computer real quick. Thinking about our levels, looking at stuff. RPG Limit Break hitting us with a raid right now. That's what I'm talking about. Party of 116. Lord of the Synth is here. My fellow Rush fan is in here hanging out with us. We got Jack One Kane, Karant is here, Silverfire, Burt Reynolds. Oh my God. Talking about how I'm on comps. I'm just excited to be here. I'm here with One Fine Day. We've got MG Weirdo on tracking. Kaosubaloo versus Kyuketsuki. Kyuketsuki has 2 orbs lit. Needs to turn in that crystal. Just turn in the crystal, please, so you can be in go mode and get your rod.
Oh no. Oh no. He has to know.
Yeah. Oh my God! I could talk about Rush all day long. This is not the particular place to talk about it.
He's going to. I think he's going back to.
Yeah, do the Ruby turn-in. Jay Coper, known for getting blocked behind bats. We got Ralphian 5 just saying, oh no, probably about something. And yes, I can talk about Rush all day long. CG Rifter, I will PM you all about my love for Rush at some other point in time, just not right now. And he's trying to think about what's going on. He's looking at it. He's got the crystal. It's right there. It's the top right. He's trying to figure out where his rod is located. He has not realized that he has not talked to Matoya to get his rod. It's I can't. I don't even know. Oh my God! Look at that tile! Look at that. You got fighters. I mean, they have down. Why are you gonna run from that? You can't run from fighters. They give so much experience. But she does. He's going to think about what he wants to do. He's going to get his Opal Cheerio. Hopefully he saw that. He saw the crystal in his inventory. Kaosubaloo getting the business from these OK men.
Those men are not okay.
Yeah, they're not. And CG Rifter pointing out Cass should be doing the walking grind, pick up any battle she can on the way. She needs levels. Like, I think, oh my God, she is going left. What is happening right now? Everyone knows when you're on Sky 4, you go right, up. It is the way to go. It's what my strategy guide that I got in 1991 told me to do. What is this left, up all about? I can't even. And Zenobian pointing out up, left, right. What is that? What?
Up, down, left, right, BA start.
And yes, that will definitely get you out of there somehow, some way. Yeah, it looks like he remembered. He's got his rod. Kyuketsuki in go mode at 1 hour 44 minutes. And yeah, I'm just gonna laugh at what you said there, Mr. Evil J. Brian. I agree. You just do a bunch of that and then you're good to go. And Chaos does not get a war mech. We didn't even have to do any sort of bless, because she barely saw any battles here on the Bridge of Destiny. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think she even wants to see war mech. Not with this particular party. I mean, she could use the levels, but she doesn't need it. Oh, we did get a war mech. I didn't even see it. Yeah, well, it's fine. As Mighty Python and the Holy Grail would say, she bravely ran away from that particular battle, but she's going to go on ahead and try to get some Bracken on Tiamat. Getting a white shirt out here. Tia is going to lightly slap Ark in the face for 204. Continue whatever. 3 hits 70. Bracken broken to pieces. We've got a dead Tiamat. She can go into Temple of Fiends Revisited. Lighten up her 4th orb at 1 hour 46 minutes. She is going to try to go to her ship that does not exist down there. I would probably just reset back so that you can get to your airship.
Oh, she can't resist the lure of the steaks.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to eat some steak, man. I totally could not agree with that one. Yeah. And she's going to get all kinds of steak right now as she tries to make her way back to the airship. Q running into all these unrunnables here in Earth Cave. But should not have any.
Maybe this was about getting level 23 for her ninja, which she just attained. So that is going to be 5 hits now.
Yeah, that should be good, but I'm more concerned about the HP growth more than anything. We know there are 3 nukes in the pool. No, 2 nukes in the pool. There's the Lich nuke and there's the Chaos nuke. So there's 2 nukes and there's 4 nuclears.
There's 3 nukes. This Lich has 2 of them.
Oh, he does have 2 nukes. What a jerk. Kaosubaloo and MG Weirdo's gonna help me out. Oh, she is picking up Lock 2. I knew it. After all that Kraken 1 battle, she knew to pick up Lock 2, lower some evade from some of these maybe higher evade fiends that we could potentially get here in Topher. Gonna do some last minute shopping, and then probably head into Topher here. I'll be honest, I had no idea. Lich 2 has never lived long enough to cast 2 nukes on me, is all I'm saying. Getting Quad X. Gonna get an Arachnid battle. Gonna get Lit 2 on her. Gonna smack that Arachnid with a Katana. Kyuketsuki's gonna get Lit 2 to death by some Arachnids. Yeah, we're going to look at Lich 1 on Kyuketsuki's side. Remember, Fade knocked it out in 1 hit, and Fade knocks it out here in 1 hit as well. Just a little bit under 300 hit points, and Lich is down. Q's going to light up his, and he's going to head to Mirage Tower to try to get his 4th orb lit as Kaosubaloo enters Temple of Fiends a little bit over 1 hour 49 minutes. Our tracker, by the way, MG Weirdo, he is trying to be as good as our resident tracker, Danny 3883 here, and making sure we know what's going on. And we went on ahead and switched over to Kaosubaloo's audio, and it took me off guard a little bit because it's significantly lower than Q's audio. Tracker Supreme. And Jacob are saying he doesn't hear anything. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only person that was taken off guard by that. I don't know because I'm not sure our restreamer from Speed Gaming 5 is still here. So hopefully we can get that turned up here. Yeah, these dragons are really giving Kaosubaloo the business. Luckily, she's able to get through it. She's going to get up to level 25 here, which is pretty good. Again, I would like to see that thief get over 400 hit points just so she can survive a nuke.
Yeah, I would definitely like to have HP, although 362 will be okay. Not great, but okay. At some point, you just have to go with what you got, especially with the seed running as long as it has.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume both of these runners at this point, I mean, if you're at the hour 50-minute mark, you probably feel like you're behind. And especially with Kaosubaloo taking 2 wipes on Kraken 1, she's definitely got to feel behind. Let's see here. All right, so she's up to 25 on one of those characters, so 25 across the board. I feel like these levels are definitely better than last year. I like to mention that because I feel like the XP last year was like significantly lower. If you weren't doing 3-man, you were not getting the levels you needed to get through Topher. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think a 4-man party is viable as long as you have a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You really only need like level 22 to wield most swords effectively as a knight or a fighter. So I think a 4-man will get the levels just fine, but a 3-man has the advantage of just being straight up faster.
Yeah,
you're inputting less actions.
Yeah, you're inputting less actions. You were funneling all of that EXP into 3 people versus 2, or I'm sorry, versus 4. The only thing I'd have to say is you just have 1 less light warrior to absorb damage from things, maybe, or 1 less light warrior to deal out damage. But this Lich was kind of giving Kaosubaloo a hard time. Luckily, she was able to get through it, and she's fine. She's onto the carry floor. I didn't even mention the fact that Q was doing God knows what on the Sky Maze. He was going. All I saw was I looked over and he was heading southbound towards the teleporter. We got a war mech and a carry 2 over here. We got a hype battle happening. Got power bongs. He's gonna try to take down the robot chicken as carry wet noodles mint. No big deal. Lock coming out. White shirt's gonna stack up some evasion on his party, or on her party. I'm sorry. Power bonk coming out just to raise that attack power a little bit more evasion as Q gonna try to figure out what he wants to do. We know that Lit 3 is just chip damage. Well, not chip damage. Wow, 118. Is Warmech not resistant to lightning? It seems pretty high.
Warmech resists everything except time.
Okay, that was a really high lit 3. Unless that was a fade charge and I'm just losing my mind here. And it looks like on Kaosubaloo's side, we've got a dead carry 2 as Q is still trying to take down this Warmech, try to get a little bit more experience points before he heads into Topher here. Zap coming out. Zap is probably going to take out most of his people, which it did. We got a Sun Sword wielding ninja and a katana wielding ninja as Quad X comes out. That's a free turn. 88 damage. Lit 2 doing no damage. Sun Sword's doing no damage. 1 damage.
Just think about how much time this Warmech fight is taking up. How Subaru was able to take down Carrie, and she's almost a Kraken.
Yeah, and that's 2 zaps that missed on Tahi there, and Tahi clearly didn't have a ribbon on. And so at this point, you killed Warmech, you have 1 thief left at 26, and you got to take on Tiamat. Like, the odds aren't looking good. I mean, hopefully he's got some Brock charges. He can Hail Mary some
defense and katana will do the work job, I think.
Yeah, but
oh no, this is not doing the job.
Yeah, this is not good. He's got to think about what he wants to do. He's going to do drink. Tiamat misses. Drink strats. Nope, going to throw another defense out. Tiamat is just going full on attack. I'm pretty sure Tiamat has spells and skills.
She must have Kraken's. Tiamat just must have Kraken's script.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. So we got 4 hits, 51 coming out here. We got Kraken 2 on the other side. Kraken 2 grazing Zilla. Zilla has 1 hit point left. Wow, that is unbelievable. But Q makes it through. Tia 1 with 1 Light Warrior, 1 Thief alive, and that Thief has 26 levels, and that is pretty awesome. He's got to be very excited that he was able to make it through that. And he's going to be heading into Topher here in a little bit. Let's go on ahead and look at Chaos' screen as Zilo does 1 hit, 1 damage. But Mint is the one that has all the stuff going on. We got defenses, we got power boxes, we got more white shirts coming out. Katana comes out 4 hits, 395. Zila's dead. Zila. And Ark is dead. So now we're down to Aaron and Mint. Mint is coming out 4 hits, 304. More white shirts. 1 hit, 57. Kraken misses, so we've got enough evasion stacks at least to make Kraken miss a shot. 2 hits, 177, and Kraken is only attacking. Kraken missing again. 2 hits, 326. Good move here by Cass, getting her evasion up. 1 hit, 198. We're past the first roadblock and most Topher dives, and she's got enough life 1s and life 2s to bring everybody back to life. Wow. How did you feel about that Kraken battle?
That's what you have to do. Just get the evasion stacks up and get your power bogs going and just chop away. It's a safe strat.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, I feel like with Kraken, you don't want to see a Kraken that attacks, that only attacks, but at the same time, it ended up working out pretty well for her because she was able to get those sacrificial lambs down and still get her evasion stacks up to keep her white mage and thief alive, and then be able to, like you said, chop down that Kraken too. And
well, she's lucky that Kraken was not showing a nuke or a nuclear, but with the loadout that Kaosubaloo has, the only option that was really available was to have evasion stacks because there's no nuke. Fade can only do so much.
yeah, and looks like Zila and Aaron got some levels on that Iron Golem battle. It is always good to see the Iron Golem. I didn't even know the Iron Golem existed back in 1990 when I played this game the first time. As Kyuketsuki enters Topher at the 1 hour 59 minute mark, so just under the 2 hour mark. Kaosubaloo getting her Light Warriors rearranged for this Tiamat battle, putting a little bit of health on Zila so that she could maybe take something. She doesn't just die to like a lit 2 or something that's silly. Lock 2 coming out, Bane coming out. Everyone survives Bane. I know she only has 2 ribbons, and that is incredible that Zila survived that because I think she's only like level 11. She had no business surviving that Bane. Powerbomb coming out. Zila takes the hit. Going down. Black shirt doing chip damage. White shirt coming out. Stacking up the evade. Going Brack strats. Attack strats. 3 hits, 131. White shirt coming out. Stacking up more evade. Tiamat, I think, missed Aaron. I didn't see it. Brack was completely ineffective. Brack is... Oh, there comes the nuke! The nuke does about high 2s.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and she didn't know that. She didn't know that. Brack coming out. It's ineffective. She needs to get some heal 3s out there. Going chip damage. No, she's going to try to keep her thief alive with a cure 4. Luckily, Tiamat tries to attack and doesn't do anything. I think in all reality, she needs to keep that white mage alive so that white mage can bring people back to life. Throw a cure 4 down on that white mage. Got a black shirt doing chip damage. 40 damage takes down Tia 2. My God. And Thunderclaw, yes, I'm wondering the same thing. What is this Topher Dive? But she is making it work somehow, some way. Q getting the business from these golems, but he's going to go on ahead and make his Lich 2 battle. Thunder's here, Karant's here, Kiroto has been helping us out with the restream for Speed Gaming 5. Evil J McNasty is here, Black Shirt killing all with PogChamp. Burt Reynolds, oh my gosh, Burt Reynolds. I want to talk about Burt Reynolds for 2 seconds, but first, let's talk about this Chaos battle. So same strats as before. Chaos comes out swinging with fast. We got a defense sword. We got an evasion stacks. Zilla's doing nothing because she's just the sacrificial lamb. Lowering Chaos's evade while raising her evade. Fire 2 coming out doing minimal damage. 2 hits 2 damage. Power bonk. Lock 2 again, lowering Chaos's evade. Smart move because we don't have temper. We hadn't seen temper, so the only other thing you can possibly do is at least lower the Fiend's evade so you can land some hits. Lit 3 doing chip damage at 35. 2 hits, 135 from Chaos to Aaron. We got more power bonks happening. White shirt. First attack, 5 hits, 133. That's not a lot of damage. And that's with a bunch of lock 2s happening too. So, wow, Chaos must have had really, really high evade at the beginning. Because that, how many lock 2s has she landed? At least 5? Like 4 or 5?
I think it's only like a couple lock 2s.
Well, we got Lit 2 coming out for chip damage. More evasion stacks on her party. Zilla's still doing a lot of nothing. Ink coming out. I don't think she picked up Lamp, but it doesn't matter because Inks didn't land. Over on Q's side, we got a carry 2 battle, but I think he'll be fine. 3 hits, 3 damage out of Zilla. 4 hits, 104. Rub takes down Zilla. That is a bummer. More white shirts happening. She's got to pack up. She's got to do some damage. Ink does land on her Black Mage. Luckily, he's not going to be attacking, so it's not like it really matters. 3 hits, 143.
I think you got to get more power gauntlet on it. You got to get more strength behind those hits.
No, I agree with you. And Blaze coming out doing minimal damage again. Thor's Hammer coming out. Black Shirt doing minimal damage. Defense stacks. I think she has enough defense stacks. She needs to start throwing out some power bunks to start getting some damage done. As a Black Shirt comes out, 29 damage, 4 hits, 393. We finally got some damage coming out of that thief. Heal 3, bringing everybody back up. Fade coming out. There we go. Some real damage. 107. Quadex kills Arc. 5 hits. 394. Kaosubaloo with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, 27 seconds wins the match. Is going to go on ahead and move on to 1-1 over Kyuketsuki. GG's to her. Sorry, did not mean to talk over you.
GG.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to see Kaosubaloo, one of my ducklings, one of the people that ran in the Duckling Derby, the most recent one, coming in 4th place, being able to get an even record here at 1-1. Moving on to our 3rd week of Swiss that will be starting Monday night after the Swiss reveals. Kyuketsuki is going to go on ahead and take on Kraken 2. I'm going to go on ahead and try to get her in here for an interview. While Q takes on Kraken 2. Got some power bunks happening. Tahi dies. Thinking about what he wants to do. Does he want to do a Cure 4? He's going to throw out a Fade. Going to power bunk up some more. Fade coming out for a minimum roll at 80. Power bonk. 4 hits. Wow, 744. Fade lands 254. Kraken's not much longer for this world. Another hit, 4 hits, 848. Kraken 2 is down. Q has 2 more fiends to take on before he can complete this game. Kaosubaloo's here with us. How you doing today?
Hello. I am glad that this wasn't as bad as last week.
Yeah, this was an interesting seed. So one of the first things I want to ask you is, we noticed that you took a wipe on, you killed Astos, you got your slab, and then you took a wipe right afterward. Did you purposefully not kill Astos again and wait until later to get that slab, or did you kind of forget about it and then eventually get it?
No, I waited on purpose. It's like,
Okay.
you can't use the slab until you have the airship anyway, so it's like, why trek back?
Yeah. We kind of thought the same thing as well. We just weren't sure. Also, how about that cube and ice cave, huh?
I was hoping it would be in Titans or in Waterfall so that I did not have to go to Ice Cave.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I think
I got a ribbon out of it, so.
that is true. There was a ribbon. It was right there in Titan's Trove, so that was kind of nice to have.
Mhm.
We really enjoyed the play where you decided to, because Kraken 1 was giving you such a hard time, that you went down to Mermaids to pick up a ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, Nuke taking out Kyuketsuki out of Tiamat to Q's going to go on ahead and hit us with the forfeit at just a little bit over 2 hours and 7 minutes. GG's to Q. That is a bummer. I feel bad.
T2 had Nuke? Oof.
Allegedly, and not allegedly, definitely did. And yeah, that's going to be a podcast. Hopefully we can get Q in here if he wants to talk to us. I'll ask him right now and see if he's interested. So tell us a little bit more about your run.
So, White Magic was amazing. Black Magic was kind of eh.
Mhm.
I had level 2 warp, so that was great. I don't think my Black Mage did much else, to be honest. Just warp and lightning.
All right, so we are joined by Kyuketsuki. How are you?
I left the crystal too long.
Yeah, we were going to talk to you about that. This is Gregory Puff, by the way. Good to have you in here. Man, that Tia 2, huh?
No. I screwed up. I legitimately should get punished every time I screw up.
Well, I mean, but the thing is that the Bane actually landed on your people. For Kaosubaloo, none of the Banes landed on her. So not only did the Banes take out most of your people, but then the nuke went on ahead and rolled, took out everybody else that survived. So
If you can't beat 100% of any seed that can roll against you, you shouldn't beat any of them.
And to be fair, I did have 2 ribbons, so really only half of my party needed to roll for Bane, and one of them was a meat shield.
I mean, like I said before, like, if you can get your RNG rolls right, then you're percent of the time, because the way that I have to play every time is RNG will roll against me 100%.
no. Well, Q, yeah, I was gonna actually talk to you about the whole crystal thing. You hung on to that crystal for a long time.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, we figured as much, because when you did ordeal, you did ordeals.
I did ordeals, I did waterfall, and I was like, where the heck is my last thing? Because I thought I had everything.
Well, yeah, because you went into Titan's Trove, you got your ribbon and your opal Cheerio, and you looked at it, and you stared at your inventory, and one fine day, and
I took a bio break, and I made sure that I was like, okay, what am I forgetting at that point?
yeah. So it was crazy. You guys got to go back and watch this video, the VOD, because you two were switching the lead so much. Like Q, you were kind of ahead because you got the canal right away, and then just jetted out. Whereas Chaos went in and did more of like she had an issue where she wiped after Astos and then got kind of flustered and then went into Marsh and did a lot more full clearing of Marsh, but of course ended up almost taking a wipe down there. and
I
then
think I did take a wipe actually.
Yeah.
I thought you actually did more research on me, Chaos. Is like the moment I find anything in March, I'm out. The end. Because
Well-
March and me are like not agreeable ever.
Well, you see, last week we were theorizing that the seed then that Marsh held Massa. So I sort of had that in my head.
March chests are never worth it. Like unless you can like guarantee something out there.
Like
Yeah.
I was already there, and it didn't take very long. So
yeah, I mean, I am of the mind that like even if it's only 10 chests, I still feel like you can't leave a loose on the table. But I mean, my comms partner agreed that getting the canal and getting out of there was the right call, which obviously in this particular situation it was the right call. But unfortunately for Q, he ended up back in there because Chaos was able to head or look at the chime in her inventory and made it up to chime before Kyuketsuki did, and was able to find those 2 loose items up there.
yeah, they were both in there.
Yeah.
I avoided that for too long as well. Like the thing is, like legitimately, I know that. I saw that on the menu. I didn't want to travel the 7 seas to get all the way back up there because I had a chance to do that earlier.
Yeah, like I think by the time I got the canoe, if the canoe had not been there, the only place I had left to check was the locked boxes in March.
No.
The good news is I checked every single chest before going up to Sky, and I knew both loose items were, well, at least canoe was in there.
Yeah, and at this point, Kaosubaloo, since she had been in Marsh Cave and had cleared everything but 2 chests down there, she knew that the odds of, well, I've got the key, I've already checked pretty much everything except key. The odds are that it's got to be in Mirage, so she head up that way where you didn't have that information because you weren't able to clear that much of Marsh. So, how did you guys feel after grinding all that money to get that max price herb and it turned into the tail, and you still had to look for a loose item?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure my thought process was, well, I guess I'm going to Tower. I'm glad I didn't grind for it, actually. I managed to get enough money from boxes.
I screwed up. I misread it the first time I went in there, and I thought it was only 6,000, so I tried to grind outside, and then I immediately realized it afterwards. So, good on you, Chaos. For me, when I saw that herb turning into nothing, I was like, oh, yep, standard seed for me. Anything that's going to go my way is not going to go my way.
Well, we talked about that too. One fine day and I were kind of confused about the overworld ground outside of Crescent, and I'm glad that you said that because we were going to ask you about it, but you already answered the question that you misread how much it was. So that makes a lot more sense that you wanted to grind for like $6,000 versus $65,000. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it for my questions. As far as the seed is concerned, I think you guys both raced, very well for that. It was a crazy seed. The fact that loose progression was up in Mirage, and
Both of them.
both loose items. And if I remember correctly, the bottle led to the rod too, so you needed both of them to get through the game.
Earth Double Dive was required.
Yeah, we talked about that on stream as well, that Earth double dive was required, so that's unfortunate.
I think the main thing to take away from here is how many just flat out input errors that you can make during the game, guys. Like I've said this before, whenever in doubt, work on your input errors. That's how you're going to gain time. The other thing you're going to gain time on is training your bladder. I had to take 2 bio breaks. I had to take 2 bio breaks. Just things that you have to do. It's like, it doesn't really matter. It's like, you want to gain time? Work on your inputs, work on your bio.
All right, well, before I go on ahead and get some final thoughts from Kaosubaloo and Kyuketsuki, I'd like to go on ahead and thank Speed Gaming for having us here. Of course, Speed Gaming 5. MG Weirdo for doing the tracking. My comms partner, One Fine Day, has already taken off, but he was here giving me a little color as I called the action. And of course, everybody here in chat, Danny 3883 is not even the tracker, and she's posted in the Discord. Give our racers a follow. Give myself One Fine Day and MG Weirdo a follow as well. If you enjoyed what you saw here, go to the Discord. Learn about the spring tournament, learn about Final Fantasy Randomizer. In my opinion, it is the definitive way to play the original Final Fantasy. We're going to go on ahead and go to our winner. You are now 1-1. How do you feel? Tell us your final thoughts on the seed or your final thoughts about anything in general.
I'm very glad that I picked White Mage for our draft. And I'm also glad that that the research was not done on me. Because otherwise you never would have given me Double Thieves.
Well, you somehow managed to make Double Thieves work pretty well. Kyuketsuki, final thoughts about the seed or about anything in general?
Number one, I did my research, and number two, I went on a run button that wasn't broken. Because anybody who knows me knows that run button is broken 300% of the time. So I picked Double Thieves so I could actually run this seed. That's what happened. And Chaos, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I've got more rum and Coke to drink. Good night, everyone.
I totally get that. Well, on behalf of course, Final Fantasy Randomizer community, Speed Gaming 5, Kyuketsuki, Kaosubaloo, my tracker, MG Weirdo, myself, Gregory Puff, and my comms partner, One Fine Day. Everyone, have a wonderful rest of your night, and make sure you stick around because I think at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, this comms right here, Mr. Gregory Puff himself, is going to be taking on Cyranus, and it should be pretty entertaining. It'll happen on one of the Speed Gaming, so check it out as somebody coughs all over my outro. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks so much for watching us, and we'll see you then.